The guy that goes next is also one of the best shooters in this NBA draft. Jordan Hawkins, silky smooth. He did not wear a red suit to the NBA draft. Suited and booted, Jordan Hawkins, helping UConn win the national championship, averaged 16 points per game during the tournament, made the second most threes in a season in UConn history behind only the legendary Ray Allen. Dan Hurley said, I think Jordan has an unbelievable upside even beyond who he is right now. One of the best movement shooters, a guy who can do it at full speed at a level that you haven't seen in college. And Jordan Hawkins, a lottery pick headed to the New Orleans Pelicans. Adam, your thoughts? You're great on this pick.
B+. Jordan Hawkins was, in my opinion, the best movement shooter in this year's NBA draft, and I'm making that assessment based on where he was at the end of the season. His ability to get hot at virtually any given time for UConn on that run to the national championship was unmatched in college basketball. I understand if you take the numbers throughout the course of the year, there are other guys, maybe Grady Dick, who can look better from a statistical profile. But in the eye test in that month of the season, there was nobody more consistently able to knock down tough shots on the move than Jordan Hawkins. Those are the kind of shots that if you can make at the NBA level, you're the kind of guy who can run off screens and you can provide a ton of gravity around the arc as a floor spacer when you've got dynamic offensive weapons like Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. Now the question, physically, he's got to put on a lot of weight before he can handle the rigors of the NBA. And then the defensive end of the floor is not his forte as well, especially when you've got C.J. McCollum back there. But they did take Dyson Daniels last year, who's a more physical, multi-positional, bigger perimeter defender. Questions defensively, questions physically, elite shooter of the basketball, and a good vertical athlete.
Emotional with the pick, rightfully so, being 14th overall. Emotional at the national championship where you spoke with him on the floor after winning the trophy.
Yeah, with his mother then and tonight, and you love to see that. Jordan Hawkins has a tremendous reputation. I went to UConn practice in the preseason this past season when we had no idea this team was on, 5 months away from winning a national championship. And the practice that I went to, there happened to be about 7-8 NBA teams in attendance. And Dan Hurley quickly realized that Jordan Hawkins, even at that point, was setting up to be a potential first-round pick, and then over the course of the season, he obviously developed into a lottery pick. And this landing spot is not surprising. Hawkins's camp was certainly anticipating that he would not fall below 14 at New Orleans. Felt like the overwhelmingly most likely pick, a landing spot for him. I love him long term. I do a big board mock draft based on who I think is going to have the best NBA careers every year at CBSSports.com. I think Jordan Hawkins will be one of the 8 best NBA players to come out of this draft when we look up more than 10 years down the road. I can too easily see him, as long as the physicality doesn't wear him down, I can see him being a guy who understands his role, grows into it, and is providing offense on a regular basis through 3 contracts. If you told me he was hitting big shots for a franchise deep into the NBA playoffs in the year 2034, I'd absolutely believe it. And New Orleans got a really good one with this pick.